Good evening, everybody. This is Veer Maheshwar Charitable Trust Latur organizing daily international webinar series. This series is running from last 5 years, and we are daily enjoying the various topics from various resource persons. In this series, today we will listen from Dr. Gitika Nagrath Madam, who is Dean Commerce, Business Management and Economics, Humanities, DAV University, Jalandhar. Before that, she is also contributed here as a speaker. Today, I welcome you, ma'am. She will speak on NEP 2020, Shaping Gen Z and Skill Revolution during India's AMRIT KAAL. The NEP 2020 is ongoing, and we are discussing on various aspects, outcomes of this NEP from various platforms. Being a Dean of Commerce Management, Economics and Humanities, she will share her thoughts on NEP 2020, Shaping Gen Z and Skill Revolution during India's Amrit Kaal. I welcome you, ma'am, and request you can share your topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
And is my screen visible?
Yes.
Can you please tell that are you looking which slide you are able to see?
First, NEP total is open, so you can give play mode so that single slide will be seen.
This is just a minute.
आज का 75वां भाग है, तो हमारे सभी डायरेक्टर निमंत्रित है। हमारे वीरभद्र जी, गणाचार्य जी, गुरुदेव जो ब्लेसिंग के लिए आज यहाँ उपस्थित है, हम उनका आशीर्वाद लेके आज 75th कड़ी हम शुरू करने जा रहे हैं। थैंक यू।
Yes, sir. Dr. Betkar, can I start?
Yes, not seen anything. You can share it. No problem.
Okay, you're not able to see anything?
No. If you share to me on WhatsApp, I will help.
Okay, fine. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Betkar, for giving me the invitation for this meaningful series of webinar that you have been conducting for the last many years.
Okay.
So today's topic is on NEP 2020, along with having a set of generation that is Gen Z and the skill revolution during AMRIT KAAL period over here. So talking about that in this, the overview of this presentation would be like, I will be covering that the period of 25 years that started from 75th India's Independence Day up to the 100th Independence Day that may last up to 2047. And this is a remarkable period as far as India is concerned. And how far which generation falls in this period as a part of working population, and what are their profiling in terms of their interests, habits, and the learning patterns, what type of styles they wish to learn, and how we need to make them skillful in order to enjoy the full benefit of this Amrit Kal period. Another is that the skill revolution that is required, and somewhere it is missing, and how NEP 2020 guidelines, the landmark education policy that has been announced after more than 30 years after 1986, how it is facilitating towards the skill revolution during this Amrit Kal period, and how we need to channelize this generation Z in order to get the full benefit out of this. So kindly please put the next slide. Yes. So India's Amrit Kal period. Now, once we talk about this period, we are talking about a journey of 25 years. And these 25 years, it starts from the 75th up to the 100th Independence Day that lasts in the year 2047. Now, this is the era that is being marked by a defining era of demographic advantage era. How come? It is because of the fact that the term that has been coined by our Indian government of Viksit Bharat by 2047, it is characterized by a period of demographic advantage. Advantage means that nearly 68% of India's population of about 1.4 billion, 68% will be in the working bracket. That means within the age bracket of 15 to 64 years, with a median age of 28 years. And it is assumed and predicted that it will be at its peak by 2041, but it may last up to 2047 and a few years after also. Now, coming upon that, this, unprecedented available bulge of young population that may have a vast potential for the economic growth. But there is a caution at the same time. What is that caution? The caution is that this set of population should be supported by the right employment ecosystem at one side, and on the other side, it should be supported by the well-created advancement and skillful platforms, so that this set of young workforce of about more than 65%, they should get the enough opportunities to make their skill set so that they could be employed, they can be utilized, not at the national front, but at the international front at the same time. Next slide, please. Now, coming upon to the fact check, some figures we can talk about over here, that some surveys, some reports that have highlighted that in spite, we are going through that period of transition, but the unemployment rate declined from 12.9% to 10.2% in the year 2023-24, but less than half of the Indian graduates are unemployable. it means their acceptability in the market is not so good. There can be multiple reasons for that, and some another facts that are related to it is that another survey, another research has been conducted which reported that 78% of India's youth, they lack practical skills. They have the conceptual knowledge, but they are not worth of having practical skills. Once they might not be get enough opportunities of hands-on training. At the same time, another study also revealed that only 7% of specifically engineering graduates whosoever participated in the study, they found to be unemployable. So they were not employable. Um, then there is another survey by SHRM Society, Strategic Human Resource Management Society, in the year 2023. 73% of companies globally, they are now preferring that they want good people who are skillful, and they are ignoring the fact of, capabilities in terms of the academic credentials that they may have, because nowadays the companies, they are looking for the people who can contribute constructively and positively for the organizations, and they are ready to even forego that, even if they don't have the formal academic degrees but they are skillful, organizations are ready to take them. And but at the same time, there are certain prejudices that are still attached. 60% of the companies, they reject the applicants on the ground that they lack the formal credentials in terms of formal degree, formal educations that they may have, and but over and over that they are ignoring of the fact of the agile demonstrative skills, that the persons may have those skills, but because of the lack of formal credentials, so they are not being opted by the organizations, and they're outrightly rejected at the first level only. So we need to understand over here that employability is a matter of concern. That as a country, as an education system, and in collaboration with the industry, we need to together and collaboratively to deal with. So presently, I can safely say that employment platforms and opportunities are not a big matter in question. Rather, employability is a matter of concern to deal with. So in the stated scenario, if the situation is duly managed, I assume, then the country can definitely take a right grip on the youth in order to project towards sustainable economic prosperity, which can only be achieved through the contribution of knowledge, skills, and the merit of the young people, young workforce that is available during this period of demographic transition. Next slide, please. Now, coming upon that, there must be some ways to encash this. So, during the period of this Amrit Kaal, there can be certain ways. So, again, there is certain reports that have claimed that, right set of human resource interventions, definitely they can bridge the skill work gap, and it can prepare the India's workforce for the future. Like some of the drawings from India's skill report in the year 2025. Another is at the global level, the global insights from World Economic Forum, Future of Jobs report. That is another source that have highlighted this concept of right set of HR interventions. And not only this, another prominent organization, that is International Labour Organization, ILO, headquartered in Geneva. So it has also reinforced that it is possible only and only with the right set of human resource interventions together, wherein academia as well as the industry, they need to come together and they need to find out the ways for the collaborative learning and preparing and shaping this set of workforce together in order to fulfill the requirements, skilling requirements, and to develop in such a way. So the skill requirements in this concern, it revolves around three broad aspects. The skill imperatives in this Amrit Kaal period, or synonymously, we can say that the skill requirements in the 21st century economy, it revolves around the three key concepts, that is learning skills, literacy skills, and the life skills. So the skill requirements, these are driven by very important external factor, that is the digitalization, as well as the information based, globally connected planet. These are the three skills that are required. Now, coming upon to what all these skills means. Next slide, please. So, skill imperatives in 21st century. First, I will focus upon the learning skills. Now, learning skills are the basic fundamental skills. It includes the skills that remain general, requirement for any career. So, these are in the form of creativity and innovation skills that help to think unique and focus on the new ideas and solutions, whereas critical and problem solving skills are required to critically analyze the information at hand in order to make reasonably logical judgments about any problem. And another type of skills that are there in learning skills that are very fundamental requirement of any job, that is the inculcation of collaborative skills. Now, the collaborative skills, it facilitates the working effectively with peers, seniors, subordinates, for the working towards the common goal. So it means aligning with the people, understanding them, and working collectively in order to attain the goals that has been set at individual level as well as for the organizational level. At the same time, the communication skills are also important. It is required in any profession you are in. So you may have a knowledge, but you need to know how to deliver it, how to put it in words, how to convey your message. And communication skills help an individual to present or express the ideas, opinions, thoughts clearly, both verbally as well as non-verbally. Now, the second category of skills that are there is literacy skills. Now, literacy skills are the skills that help the employee to have an understanding about the whereabouts, from where the information is fetched, specifically on digital platforms, and thereafter to understand the facts, figures, data, and related statistics in order to make the clear cut distinction between the facts and the fiction. This is very, very important skills because of the advent of technology and media literacy and media. It is very important that whatsoever we are getting the information, which information is relevant, which information is irrelevant, and which is fictitious information and which is relevant information, meaningful information, that should be carried forward and further it should be disseminated. Third set of skills are the life skills. Now, the life skills, these are the skills that relates with the belongs to an individual's personal as well as professional life for leading a successful and independent life. So these skills includes the flexibility that one may have, initiative, leadership, productivity, and social skills. So the aim of shaping this set of workforce that will be available during this Amritkal period, the aim always revolves around the holistic development. And the holistic development encompasses these three aspects: learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. Nowadays, the organizations, they are not only looking for learning skills, they want a comprehensive individuals who can lead their personal as well as professional life with happiness, with emotional intelligence, with having a good personal as well as professional life. And it is only and only possible if the people, the manpower, may encompass these three set of skills. Next slide, please. Now, the period of Amritkal, we need to understand over here that which type of generation is being dominated in this period of Amritkal that lasts up to 2047. That is the aim to make India a Viksit Bharat. So in this concern, if I talk about, then I would say that millennials, Gen Alpha, and Gen Z, these will be the three category of generational cohorts that would be available in as a part of the working population. Now, if I first talk about millennials, so millennials are the people somewhere born between 1981 to 1996. Now, this proportion of workforce as a part of young blood working population, it will continue to decline because most of this population is already the part of the working population, and they have already entered in the working population cohort, and now they have a experience working experience, and their proportion in the part of working population as freshers, it would be declining in the coming years. Now if I talk about Gen Alpha first, so these are the individuals who are born between somewhere 2013 to up to recent one 2024-25. Now, if I assume that they will be entering as a part of working population somewhere around from 2030s. So it means that we are talking that Viksit Bharat up to 2047, and this proportion of population Gen Alpha will be entering as a part of working population starting from 2030. So their proportion contributing towards the period of Amrit Kal will be less. And the second category of population is Gen Z from 1997 to 2012. So it is a proportion of the population, working population, that will continue to increase. And ultimately, this Gen Z population will be dominated. While we talk about the period of Amrit Kal, so proportion of the working population in the stated period, it shall be dominated by Gen Z. Next slide, please. So understanding of this Gen Z is important. That what is this Gen Z? What are their learning patterns, and how this Gen Z is different than the earlier one, the millennials specifically, because there can be some personality dimensions of Gen Z and Gen Alpha that might have the similarity. So it may be carried forward. But we need to understand that the dominating set of population during this period of Amrit Kal will be Gen Z, and we need to understand their learning patterns, their personality dimensions. So, first one is the digital natives. This Gen Z is a digital native. It is the first cohort, generational cohort, that has born in internet and digitalized era, and they are born with the digitalization. They have never seen from their birth that there is no internet connectivity, no technological advancement. So that is why they are also referred as .com kids, because they never know the world without internet. At the same time, because of this internet, on one side we see its advantages, but at the same we also need to understand that these set of generation, they get easily distracted. Another is the short attention span. Definitely this set of generation Gen Z has a short attention span, and multiple studies, various studies have quoted that the attention span of this generation is not more than 5 to 7 minutes. They get easily distracted because they have a lot of other factors that are affecting them, and they have multiple information, multiple sources that they need to pay attention, and that relates with the digitalization more. They are poor listeners because they do premature evaluations. They are poor listeners. Another is that instant gratification. They want the instant outcomes. They want the gains immediately. By putting lesser efforts, they want instant results. They believe that whatsoever they have done immediately, an effort that may last for 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, or 1 week, they want the results immediately because they don't have the patience. They are poor listeners, but at the same time, they are peer collaborators. So they prefer to work in collaboration along with the other persons in team. They prefer to work multitaskers. Yes, they can handle multiple tasks at the same time. It is an advantage, but at the same time, sometimes it leads to the disadvantage also because they cannot concentrate on one task very intensely. Yes, they are social learning lovers. So they prefer to, learn. They prefer to learn from or to be trained through social interactions more, and social learning settings, situational based learnings, experiential learnings. They prefer to learn through that. Visual learners, yes, this is very important that they prefer to see and learn. And this set of generation does not like to be taught through books, through journals, through some black and white form, um, um, in black and white form, but they like something in the form of like short videos. They prefer to watch short videos instead of going through a book of or a chapter of 15 to 20 pages. They prefer to watch a video of 29 minutes or 30 minutes, and they wish to learn the whole chapter through that. But is it good, is it bad? That is again questionable. The question over here is that Gen Z will define how India's demographic dividend it will translate into the economic power. So I would highlight over here that yes, this generation is referred as dot-com kids, and they cannot live without internet. They cannot live without technology. They are always on media or and smartphones, social media, instant connectivity that shaped their world. And attention spans and aspirations are very high, but at the same time attention span is very low. This generation is pragmatic, definitely practical, tech savvy, socially conscious, they value immediacy of information, quick information, instant information, and they rely on online sources. Although some of the studies have stated that the people who belong to this generation, on an average, they spend 15 hours on digital devices, but still they prefer face to face interactions, authentic interactions, but that through also video calls and through digital tools. They seek purpose driven careers. Yes, they want purpose. While they opt for any career opportunity, they see whether it aligns with their personal and professional purpose or not, whether it is giving them the opportunity to grow further or not. And they are the continuous learners. Next slide, please. Yes. Now coming upon that, we are talking about that what is the profiling of this generation? What is the requirement during this Amritkal period? The requirement is the skilling. The generation has a different learning patterns. So, but where we are missing at the same time, we are saying that the people, this generation workforce is not employable. So, where is the disconnect? So, there is a disconnect. There is an employability gap, and that disconnect is between academia and industry. So, in this concern, the higher education institutions they must align their study programs with the industry demanded skills, which is also promoted under the landmark reform of University Grants Commission, that is National Education Policy 2020, and it focuses on holistic development and skilling as a way to encash this generation to take the full advantage. And this policy has created multiple opportunities in the way that the this set of generation who is presently in the higher education system, the lot of opportunities should be created in a collaborative manner so that this generation could be made skillful to be utilized by local industry, national at national level, and as well as at international level, by those countries who are looking at India as a resourceful country in terms of manpower. Now, how it can be possible, what can be done by the education institutions, as well as the critical role that the industry needs to play over here. So, multiple points. Some of the initiatives have already in place, and some of the initiatives that the industry and the education institutions they need to initiate together. So, first one is the curriculum alignment with industry needs. So in this concern, the universities, they can keep the industry experts on the panel of board of studies, which can help in introducing the new industry relevant courses, replacing the outdated ones with the existing curriculum of academic programs. That can be the first option, that the industry, that the universities, colleges, they should empanel the industry experts while they are revising their curriculums in the board of studies. Another option is the co-op and apprenticeship programs. Now, co-op and apprenticeship programs, the education institutions, they should introduce co-op education programs where the students get the opportunity to get the work exposure of professional world along with the classroom learning. Now, in addition to the industry collaborated programs can also be started, wherein the delivery of the courses, it can be done collectively by the academic people. The fundamentals, conceptual knowledge, it can be facilitated by the academic people. But at the same time, when we talk about the practical expectations that the industry may have, the course should include the theoretical aspect and the skilling aspect in the form of practicals. So that can be undertaken by the industry experts. It can be undertaken in both ways. Maybe the industry experts, they can fix their calendar to make the visits at the educational institutions, or the students can be deputed, can made to go in the industry, and they can learn directly from the industry people, and some mentors could be allocated to them. Then apprenticeship embedded programs, it can also be introduced by the education institutions. Now, apprenticeship, it combines the traditional study programs with the compulsory integrated apprenticeship trainings. Now, under NEP, there is one wing that has been recently approved, and the guidelines have been floated to for all the universities to start with the apprenticeship embedded compulsory apprenticeship training programs. So wherein I think more than 60% of the content should be through the apprenticeship mode, with the aim of skilling the workforce. Another point is industry-led skill courses. That can be the another option that the higher education institutions, they can initiate. Uh, After getting the feedback from the industry, specifically the local industry where the education institution has been set up, so value-added skill-based courses can be started by the education institutions, and it can be in the form of short-run courses, like in during summer terms. So these courses of a few credits could be initiated, and it can be introduced, and it can be run by the industry within the educational campus, with the mutual understanding of fulfilling the needs of both the stakeholders. Now, coming upon to the next point, that is joint mentorship and research. That can be another initiative that the higher education institutions can take up in the form of setting up of center of excellence with the help of some industries that are nearby. Specifically, it goes and well aligns with the engineering education and professional education specifically. So the industry collaborated center of excellence must be established, where the students get the opportunity within the campus to pursue the research, as well as with the involvement of academic as well as industry mentorships, and the students can register some of their ideas in the form of patents, and further it could be matured with the help of the industry people, and with their intervention, in which the students will get the benefit of getting the academic mentor as well as the industry mentor at the same time. Another option can be the internships and the live projects. So it can be embedded as an value added add on to over and above the academic curriculum structure, or it can be embedded within the curriculum structure. Rather, NEP itself makes it mandatory for all the undergraduate programs having a compulsory internship that should be after the fourth semester. So, irrespective of professional or non professional traditional degree programs. So, industry projects and internships. It should be promoted specifically in technical and professional skill oriented programs through which the students get the opportunity to make a connect, to make mistakes during the internships and to learn from those mistakes, to experiment with the new things and to learn from the mistakes in order to prepare themselves before entering into the job market. Governance and feedback mechanism. This is something connected with the overall feedback, industry feedback that is maybe through the internships after returning from internships, the kind of feedback. So there has to be a connect of academic people with the industry people to get the feedback on the students, what they are doing, where they are committing mistakes, and what are the further interventions that needs to be made. And at the same time, on the basis of the feedback from the industry people, it is important to make the changes in the curriculum also. Next slide, please. Yes. So, in conclusion, considering the three aspects that I have discussed, one is the period of demographic transition, second is the Gen Z, and third is the ways through which academic and industry can come together, collaborate, and can create the path towards encashing this opportunity of period of 25 years. So India's journey through the period of Amrit Kal, it represents both a challenge and a promise. When Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they are forming the backbone of the future workforce, the focus must shift from job creation to employability creation. The true dividend of this demographic phase lies not just in numbers, but in nurturing human capital that equipped with 21st century skills, adaptability, and purpose. So, how the education should be treated, it should conceive its role as incubators of talent. And at the same time, industries must act as accelerators of opportunity. I would like to conclude by saying, next slide, please. Amrit Kal is not just a demographic opportunity, it is a skill revolution that is in motion. We have already started, but there is a long way to go for it. But at the same time, the ability to train, it lies on both, from on educationists as well as on industry people, to engage, to empower this Gen Z with the right set of knowledge, technology, and how they are making a use of technology, guiding them, making them aware, and values that shall determine whether this India's young population it becomes its greatest asset or a lost opportunity. So that lies in our hand. I think all the fraternity, all the people who are connected right now, they can understand that it is us who can make the full advantage of this opportunity to shape this Gen Z so that we can assure to make it as an asset and not regret that we have lost the opportunity in the coming future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your best presentation on the topic NEP 2020, shaping Gen Z and skill revolution during India's Amrit Kal. The aspects we have shared here are very much useful to all those who are working in new education policy. What is important of this employability, literacy, digital literacy of this new generation, how it can be made an asset for us. So that are the important conclusions we have drawn here. Thank you for joining here. Now the topic is open for the discussion.
Yes, please. If anyone wishes to add on something to this. Dr.
Hello. Hello.
Ji, sir.
Am I audible? Hello. Yes. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful explanation regarding the NEP 2020. So I think the very present situation, the educational system, if you there are courses available, and then we are having some practical part apart. It is not connected at all. So many of the time the skill and the what we cognition, what we call it as, that cognition and skill doesn't match. And when people goes into field, they are working with something else. This is what is happening. So if suppose an engineering person is taking one knowledge, but when he goes to the field in some industry or somewhere, his work, nature of work is little different than what he has learned. So that gap is there. So how this NEP will reduce this gap, that experiential learning and skills we are talking about. But how this gap will be narrowed down, because what I learn in the classroom, it is little different than my can narrow down this gap with NEP. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Sir, thank you for the question. And I would like to share my personal experience with regard to the question that you have asked. As an NEP convener, there are certain programs that we have launched in our university, and that is directly with the industry. Right. One program is with we have launched. Another program is with SAP India, MBA we have launched, and engineering. Yes, engineering also. So now how we are doing it in a way that every year we are asking from the SAP people that what type of people are being required. And accordingly, they are pitching every year, like in first year in MBA when we have started, they told us that there is a requirement of sales and marketing people who have a knowledge of SAP software on sales. So we have created a module in that way, and we have embedded SAP modules in the MBA program, and that way my all the students become placeable, and they have been placed decently more than above the package of 10 lakh per month. Another this year, what they have suggested us now this year, the demand is not more for marketing or sales, it is for HR people. So they have redesigned the module, and they said that this time we will be coming to train your MBA workforce, MBA students for HR. So this is something that I understand this is exhaustive for academic people. This is exhaustive for industry people. But if we want to encash, so we also need to learn continuously, I believe. And I think apprenticeship embedded programs, it can work well in that case.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And I think one more very important thing is included in NEPs. Many of the time it happens that once we selected one stream, and after going certain distance, we feel that this is not right choice of mine, and I want to do something else.
Yeah.
So I think NEP that will offer something like this, because it has happened with my number of friends. They started with the science, and then they found it is little difficult for them, and then they went to commerce after the 12th only. But if suppose someone goes little ahead, like first year, second year, and then he wants to go for science, or he wants to go to other stream, or he want to add, to his further qualification. So can we go for double graduation, means simultaneously, if he's capable? The changes are very intelligent. They are having, all those AI technologies and everything is there with them. So, whether it is possible under NEP? Thank you.
Sir, as far as my understanding up to here and after going through the guidelines, I believe that there is a possibility, but if I go through the guidelines of undergraduate programs, the student can change after third semester, because in first year the student has to be given a fundamental knowledge of the interdisciplinary courses. So, for example, if a student has joined in BSc biology, one can change to BSc physics or BSc mathematics, because in the first year the courses are fundamental, that relates with the interdisciplinary courses. But I believe that altogether changing, from science coming to a psychology or coming to some other stream, I think there are certain prerequisites of that discipline also, in order to check whether the student has that prerequisite knowledge about that another multidisciplinary field or not. So if you see the guidelines for PG programs that you are talking, so there they have that if student is from commerce background, that student can go in PG in any of the field, right, in PG. But in that case, either the student has go through a common entrance test of that field, must have qualified that, which shows that the student has the capability of pursuing that master's, in which he may or may not have the graduation. Or the university or the college may set their own entrance test in which the student can qualify and can further opt for that multidisciplinary stream. So it is, sometimes the people are judging the policy without going into the in-depth knowledge of it. So I believe that is not correct. There are certain limitations, I believe, but as we move ahead, we will learn, and there are always the revisions to any of the policies that may happen and that we can foresee in the future as well.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful explanation. And definitely the revisions will be there because to improvise and refining,
Yes.
always the scope. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I feel and believe that, India is the most youngest country now in the world, because we are having a lot many youths present in our India, and they can bring a transformation. And I think the NEP has been introduced at the right time. So thank you very much for your wonderful explanation, today's explanation. Dr. Betkar sir, Principal sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kanal Shuklaji, for your fruitful discussion with our resource person on the topic. Now I request Shyam Suresh Giri sir, who is an awarded teacher, active teacher, can discuss with our resource person.
Ma'am, good evening, sir. My question is, what are the guidelines are given in NEP document about the promotion policy of any employee? Promotion policy of employees.
Promotion policy of employees.
Yes, in Maharashtra we have many primary teachers, and they are completed their PhD program, and they are having net set degrees. So please guide us. What are the guidelines in NEP document about the promotion policy?
I believe that this is something that is beyond the domain of this presentation, and this is something altogether under vertical of UGC that needs to be dealt altogether differently, because UGC is floating the minimum qualification guidelines for the higher education college teachers as well as for the university professors. That are altogether the different guidelines. I think that is not within the purview of this presentation. Here we are talking about the youth who can be skilled, but I recommend you to kindly go through the guidelines that the UGCs has outlined for the promotion and career advancement, because there can be two possibilities. Either you are talking about the direct recruitment or you are talking about the CAS policy. So it has different guidelines.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Shamsuresh sir. If anyone want to discuss, can unmute.
नमस्ते मैडम, आपका उद्बोधन बहुत अच्छा रहा और इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। मैं जोधपुर से बोल रहा हूँ, सूर्य प्रकाश व्यास। मैं अतिथि शिक्षक हूँ। 11 वर्ष से मैं सैन्य विज्ञान अध्ययन केंद्र में पढ़ा रहा हूँ और हिस्ट्री में मेरी जो PhD का सबमिशन हो गया है और अलॉट होना बाकी है, फाइनल वाइवा। तो मैं जी धन्यवाद मैम। तो इसमें जो है अभी मतलब टीचर के ऊपर एक एक्स्ट्रा जो बोझ आ गया अभी है ना, मतलब हर महीने जैसे एग्जाम होता है ये। अच्छा, स्किल कोर्स का अलग है, बच्चे जो डेली के उनको ही नहीं दे पाते स्किल कोर्स के, और उसके बाद में उनको अगर वो स्किल कोर्स रह गए तो उनको वो आगे फॉर्म नहीं भरने दिए जाते। और अपने टीचर है उनको तो सिर्फ जो है एग्जाम में है तो वो पढ़ाएंगे कब। बहुत ज्यादा मतलब उनको इस ढंग से बिजी कर दिया गया कि सही ढंग से फिर वो पढ़ाना और ये सब भी चीजें हर एक के लिए मतलब बहुत ये संभव नहीं हो पाता। इस बारे में आपका क्या विचार? धन्यवाद
जी। सर, मुझे लगता है कि ये हमारा सिर्फ एक माइंड है जिसको हमें ट्रेन कर, हमें सिर्फ अपने स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रेन नहीं करना, हमें अपने माइंड को भी ट्रेन करना जरूरी है कि हमें वे आउट निकालना पड़ेगा। क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं एज टीचर्स, मतलब मैं भी टीचर हूँ और कहीं ना कहीं मुझे भी लगता है कि हम क्लासरूम की तरफ फोकस बहुत ज्यादा करते हैं। हम ये देखते हैं स्किलिंग कोर्सेज, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये जो इन्वायरमेंट का सब्जेक्ट है वो यूजीसी ने कंपलसरी किया है। क्या हम इन्वायरमेंटल कॉन्शियसनेस किताबों से पढ़ाकर बच्चों को समझ सकते हैं कि उनके अंदर हमने वो कॉन्शियसनेस भर दी? वो पॉसिबल नहीं है जब तक बच्चे अपने हाथों से इन्वायरमेंट के लिए कुछ करते नहीं है। अगेन मैं यहाँ पे एक एग्जाम्पल कोट करना चाहूंगी कि जैसे रेन वाटर हार्वेस्टिंग ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट्स होते हैं, हर यूनिवर्सिटी जो है वो वहां पे सेटअप कर सकती है। वहां पर बच्चों को क्लास में से उठाकर ले जाया जाए, उनको बताया जाए कि किस तरह से क्या चीज वो खुद भी कर सकते हैं अपने एरिया में, सो दैट दे कैन कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट टुवर्ड्स दैट इन्वायरमेंटल सस्टेनेबिलिटी। और उसी तरीके से बच्चों को प्रैक्टिकल वर्क दिया जाए, रादर देन कि हम उनको किताबों से पढ़ा के उनका थ्योरी का एग्जाम लें। तो इस तरीके से मुझे लगता है कि जो हम सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा रहे हैं उसमें हमें चेंज करने की जरूरत है। उसमें अगर हम रिविजन्स करेंगे, उसी कोर्स में हमें स्किलिंग जो है थ्योरी के साथ स्किलिंग और इसकी असेसमेंट, बच्चा प्रैक्टिकली क्या सीख कर आ रहा है उसके बेस पे होनी चाहिए। अभी हम क्या, जो मुझे लगा आपके सवाल से, मुझे लगा कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि हमने थ्योरी तो छोड़ी नहीं और हम उसमें और एक्स्ट्रा बर्डन डाल रहे हैं कि हमें स्किलिंग भी करवानी है, जबकि हमें बैलेंस लेकर चलना है। हमें सारी थ्योरी कहीं ना कहीं हमें फोरगो करना पड़ेगा, कुछ पोर्शन छोड़ना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि टाइम तो सबके पास उतना ही है। तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पर हमें अपने आप को दोबारा से एक अपनी जो हमारी पहली लर्निंग हुई है उसको अनलर्न करके, रीलर्न करके, अप स्किल करके अपने आप को, फिर हमें आगे स्टूडेंट्स को ट्रेन करने की जरूरत है। आप इतना बोझ मत लीजिए।
जी मैडम, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैडम। इसमें एक है कि जैसे ये अपना पश्चिमी राजस्थान में पानी को कैसे संग्रह किया जाता है, तो शुरू से पानी का रहा है तो वो सबसे बढ़िया मैनेजमेंट। तो उसके लिए ऐसी जगह बच्चों को ले जाया जाना चाहिए कि ये कैसे सिस्टम होता है, तो अपने आप उस चीज को देखेंगे। मैं तो बचपन से देखता हूँ, हर घर में जैसे टांके होते थे तो बारिश का पानी वो इसमें कलेक्ट कर लेते थे, तो फिर गर्मी में और काम आ जाता था। इसी तरीके से जैसे गांधी जी कहते थे बुनियादी शिक्षा, और दूसरा वर्शिप जो है कि जैसे अपने ITI और होती है उसमें टेक्निकल दिया जाता है। उसके अलावा भी बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो बच्चों को सिखाई जा सकती है। उसके कारण जो है वो आगे जाके कम से कम आत्मनिर्भर का मतलब एक देश आत्मनिर्भर कब बनेगा, जब परिवार और व्यक्ति खुद आत्मनिर्भर होगा तो जो राष्ट्र अपने आप आत्मनिर्भर बनेगा। तो उसके लिए ऐसी कुछ, अब नहीं तो बच्चा है पढ़ लिखने के बाद उसको मेरे को तो नौकरी चाहिए, जब तक नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी गवर्नमेंट की तब तक वो बैठा रहेगा, घूमता रहेगा, एवरेज हो जाए। वो हमारे मारवाड़ी में कहावत है कि 50,000 कोई देता नहीं और 10,000 में लूंगा नहीं, तो उसकी जिंदगी ऐसी निकल जाती है। तो इस ढंग से ऐसी कुछ स्किल सिखाई जाए ताकि वो जो है, जैसे पुराने जमाने में तो होता था कि वो बड़े ही है तो लकड़ी का काम बच्चे को सिखाता था, तो कम से कम वो रोजगार कर सकता है। ऐसे हर कोई ऐसी कोई स्किल है, मिट्टी के बर्तन है, कुछ भी ताकि जो है कम से कम वो अपना पैसा कमा खा सके, तो वो खुद ग्लानि महसूस नहीं करे और उसके माता पिता भी शर्मिंदा नहीं हो, इतना पढ़ा लिखा दिया उसके बाद में भी ये हो रहा है, और बच्चा भी खूब इस तरीके से एक आत्मनिर्भर बने और सम्मान थोड़ा सा हो। धन्यवाद मैडम।
सर, आपने जैसे ये भी बात की, मुझे एक और इससे एग्जांपल याद आई है कि जैसे हमारे यहाँ एपीकल्चर का कोर्स करवाते हैं। अब एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट है, कृषि विभाग है हमारे यहाँ, तो वो एपीकल्चर के शहद कैसे बनाया जाए। अब वो क्या करते हैं कि उन्होंने कुछ तरह के फूल लगा रखे हैं, प्लांट्स लगा रखे हैं, ट्रीज लगा रखे हैं, जहाँ पे हनी बीज अट्रैक्ट होती हैं। वो आती हैं, फिर वो पूरा प्रोसेस बच्चों को समझाते हैं प्रैक्टिकली। बच्चे हाथ से खड़े होकर वो शहद जो है वो बनाना सीखते हैं। आज बच्चा सीख रहा है, अपने कोर्स में सीख रहा है, पढ़ाई के दौरान सीख रहा है। जब वो पढ़ाई पूरी करके निकल रहा है तो वो उससे रिलेटेड अपना एक एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी, अपना एक बिजनेस, छोटा मोटा स्टार्टअप भी कर सकता है। तो वो कोर्सेज हमें इस तरह के रखने हैं जो एनईपी में बताया गया है कि कुछ एबिलिटी के कोर्सेज, कुछ स्किल के कोर्सेज, कुछ वैल्यू एडेड कोर्सेज, उन्हीं कोर्सेज को हमें बच्चों के स्टडी प्रोग्राम में रख के उनको इस तरीके से पढ़ाया जाए ताकि वो कल अगर उन्होंने अपने छोटा मोटा स्टार्टअप भी करना है, जरूरी नहीं है जॉब ही करनी है, तो दे कैन स्टार्ट देयर ओन स्टार्टअप्स आल्सो।
जी मैडम, और बाकी जैसे किसान का बेटा वो खेती नहीं करना चाहता, पढ़ लिख गया तो किसी कुर्सी पे बैठ के काम करूंगा लेकिन मेहनत नहीं करना चाहता। और पहले होता था किसान, जैसे बारिश और हर जगह तो होती नहीं थी, हर जगह नहर सिस्टम नहीं था, तो साथ में वो पशुपालन भी करते थे कि ताकि उनका गुजारा चल सके, या कुछ ऐसे पेड़ लगा ले जो फल देते हैं, जैसे जोधपुर में, राजस्थान में काजरी में बोर और होते हैं, तो उस ढंग से। और कुछ एक आजकल एक फैशन हो गया, जैसे राजस्थान में लोग अनार लगाते हैं, जबकि अनार पानी की कमी और अनार में पानी बहुत ज्यादा चाहिए। तो ये भी लोगों को समझाना पड़ेगा कि कौन से इलाके में बारिश कम है तो उस हिसाब से कौन से पौधे लगाने चाहिए। और आज के वैसे बच्चे करना चाहते हैं लेकिन उनको सही गाइडेंस नहीं मिल पाती, ये भी एक समस्या। हालांकि मैं बच्चों को भी सिखाता हूँ, समझाता हूँ, और अपना एक दायित्व है एज ए शिक्षक के नाते कि सिर्फ किताबी कीड़ा बनना नहीं, अपने आप को आत्मनिर्भर भी बनना है, और देश की सुरक्षा के प्रति भी थोड़ा, क्योंकि डिफेंस स्टडीज है तो राष्ट्र की सुरक्षा का दायित्व सेना का नहीं, अपना अपना भी है। हम भी इस देश के नागरिक हैं। आप बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैडम।
जी सर, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू सूर्य प्रकाश व्यास जी। जो हमारा एकेडमिक है उसको इंडस्ट्री से कैसे कनेक्ट करके जो कोर्सेस हम डिजाइन कर रहे हैं एकेडमिशियंस, इसका मोटो यही है कि जो कोर्सेस एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी के स्टार्टअप के लिए हेल्पफुल हो, ये वगैरह। थैंक यू मैम, वेरी परफेक्ट डिस्कशन होता है रिसोर्स पर्सन। सौभाग्य की बात यह है कि हमारे वीर माहेश्वर चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट के डायरेक्टर यहाँ उपस्थित है, उनके हम आशीर्वाद चाहते हैं। अब 75th आज का एपिसोड है, इसलिए हमने खास उनको इनवाइट किया है, तो आपका स्वागत है सर। और ऐसे हमारी वेबिनार सीरीज आगे चलेगी, आपका आशीर्वाद हमें मिले। हमें रिसोर्स पर्सन हेल्प कर रहे थ्रू आउट इंडिया, आउट ऑफ इंडिया। आज के रिसोर्स पर्सन मैडम ने पहले ही हमारे रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेप्ट करके स्पीच दिया है, और हम रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं तो ही वो हमारे लिए आगे आते हैं कि कुछ ये वेबिनार मालिका चलाने के वास्ते सब रिसोर्स पर्सन, स्टेक होल्डर्स, पार्टिसिपेंट्स, इन सभी सहयोग से हम एक एक कड़ी आगे चलते जाएंगे और एजुकेशन का सिलसिला आगे चलते रहेगा। थैंक यू मैम फॉर योर काइंड प्रेजेंटेशन हियर। थैंक यू, थैंक यू,
थैंक यू सो मच सर, थैंक यू।
गणाचार्य जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं? अगर नहीं, अनम्यूट हो जाए। आपको अनम्यूट होना है, फिर बात कर सकते।
हेलो हेलो
जी
हाँ, आप सब पार्टिसिपेंट को हमारा नमन है। आज मैम ने बहुत अच्छा समझाया, बहुत कुछ जानकारी हुई, और इसी तरह स्पिरिचुअल लैंग्वेज में ऐसा ही कहा जाता है कि वर्क इज वर्शिप। ये आपके भाषण का, आपके व्याख्यान का सारांश इतना ही है कि वर्क इज वर्शिप। काम करने वाले को बहुत कुछ काम है, लेकिन काम करना जरूरी है। आज पढ़े लिखे जवान लोग काम करना नहीं चाहते, ये दुर्भाग्य है, लेकिन पढ़कर हर आदमी कुछ ना कुछ काम करना चाहिए, ऐसा मुझे कहना है। काम करने वाले को बहुत कुछ काम है इस भारत देश में, और वही अपनी नींव है, वही अपनी भारतीय संस्कृति है। इसीलिए हम कहा जाता है कि वर्क इज वर्शिप। थैंक यू मैम, आपका प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छा हुआ, हमने पूरा सुना है।
Thank you so
आपका
much.
गॉड ब्लेस टू ऑल ऑफ यू।
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Now the discussion is stopped. Now we request all the participants to fill the feedback link, and ma'am, you can leave and take rest. Thank you. बहुत ही अच्छा रहा आपका रिमार्क गुरुदेव, धन्यवाद.
खूप छान कार्यक्रम झाला, धन्यवाद.